Sam Lowe's we just saw crossing the line to move up and improve his time. Xavi Vickers now improved his. So only riders who haven't improved compared to FP1, Iannone, Locatelli, Bassani, Lecuona and Vickers. And Vickers might well improve on this latest lap because he's only a quarter of a second down on the outright fastest time after 2 completed sectors. So this is looking really good for Ryan Vickers at this stage.
Yeah, good for Ryan to be able to get that in and show something as well. Obviously, today's going to be a difficult day for him, but it's also going to be one of those days when you're suddenly freed up as well. And as I said in FP1, I'd be surprised if we don't see him on a Ducati in VSB next year, and he'll come away from this year as a better rider, an improved rider that learned an awful lot from his time here.
And frankly, it's not going to come as a bolt from the blue. You know, the rumours have been around for long enough, and we've heard that, you know, the opportunity's been there for him to discuss with potential opportunities in VSB as well.
Yeah, 2 rounds ago at Assen VSB, that's when the first talk of him on a PBM bike started to surface, and maybe that's where he ends up. And certainly for Vickers, a little bit like it was for Brad Ray, it's difficult at World Championship level, but you leave here as a better rider than when you came in. And I think that one of the things that Ray said after his first couple of seasons here was he found out very quickly that the best riders are on that pace from sector 2 of Friday practice, and you need to find that pace straight away, and that's what Ryan would have understood as well.
Ryan Vickers then 1 minute 36.425, 7/10 of a second away from the fastest time set by Nicolo Bulliger. 4 minutes remaining in free practice 2. 2/10 of a second between Bulliger and Razgatlioglu. Alex Lowe's 3rd fastest. Vickers now up to 4th fastest. You would assume he's gone for soft rubber in the closing minutes of this session. Gets himself ahead of Ray and Vickers. And Sam Lowe's out there circulating faster than he has at any other time today so far as well.
Yeah, and important for Lowe's on the number 14 bike to be able to get some laps in as well and some fast times, because that 3rd to 10th battle is actually really close right now in terms of the pace that a lot of riders have. So the Super Pole session tomorrow morning is going to be the session that dictates so much of your weekend, and that's where the riders need to find that 1 lap pace. And you're looking at Axel Bassani now in the 47 bike. Put in a fresh tyre, he's given himself the chance to jump right up to the top 3 in this session.
Yeah, no better example of a rider who needs to find single lap pace, bring himself a little bit closer to the front. Bassani goes P4, displaces Vickers, 136.401 for Bassani.
Just for Toprak as well, halfway through the lap, he's within 1/10 of a second of Bulliger. He's been dropping the pace over the last few laps down into 36.0, and just trying to give himself those opportunities to lay down a really significant marker to the rest of the field on what's probably the 18th lap of this stint from the 16th lap of the stint.
Yeah, no discernible benefit to what he's doing out there other than to be as prepared as possible to go the full distance in races. And when you can set those lap times one after another, well, this bodes very well for Toprak Razgatlioglu, even if he doesn't finish this session fastest, which looks unlikely. Bulliger crossing the line for another 1 minute 36.1, so he has good pace as well, but Toprak is much, much deeper into his stint. Bulliger's now rolled off as well. Let's see what that lap time is across the line. 1:36 flat again from Toprak Razgatlioglu. This is a bit of a masterclass on a Friday afternoon from Toprak.
Yeah, just Toprak just making sure that everyone's aware of what his plan is as well. And I think that's the big thing for Razgatlioglu. There's so many times whenever riders go out and they put in a softer tyre, the teams are down at the end of the pit lane, keeping an eye on what everyone's tyre selection is, what rear tyre they had. Are they on a new tyre, a used tyre? Are they on a different front tyre? What's the situation out there? For Toprak, he loves it whenever the teams go in at the end of the day and they say, Toprak was out there in the race tyre, and the rider has to deal with that if they've gone out there in a fresh tyre trying to set their fast time. And at the end of the day, most wars are won before you actually get to the battlefield, and for Toprak, he tries to make sure that the race is won in the psychological battle on a Friday.
Yeah, must admit, it tends to be me with that awkward situation on a Friday afternoon, telling the riders, oh no, the others are all on a harder tyre than your lap. But anyway, Nicolo Bulliger leading the way in the 1 minute 35s. Toprak Razgatlioglu 0.2 of a second slower, but able to grind out those laps all day by the looks of it. This lap he's backed off, so it looks as though the stint is finished for him, but he's got there practically a race distance, and Toprak, yeah, hardly dropping off. Well, no, not dropping off at all
Not at all. And I said half an hour into the session, or half an hour left in the session whenever he was leaving the pits, you'd expect him to stay out and keep grinding away until 6 or 7 minutes left in the session. Toprak's gone all the way through until the end of the session, comes into the pits. He's not even going to go and do the practice start. He's just going to bring an end to his day.
Yes, ending the session 30 seconds from the end. Nicolo Bulliger still out there. We'll see what his last lap is going to be like. We're 15 seconds away now from the checkered flag falling. Other riders who might improve late on, well, Rinaldi's just set an improved lap time, 1.5 seconds from Bulliger's fastest. So P18 for him, moves ahead of Michael van der Mark, and more importantly for Rinaldi, ahead of Bahattin Sofoglu. Toprak going out then before the checkered flag, so we'll get that practice start in.
Yeah, and for Toprak just rolling his way down and just giving himself the practice start. I thought when you come into the pits, you're not expecting to see him go and do that, but for Toprak, the busy work has been done, the heavy lifting's been done, a 36.0 in this session. Nicolo
Bulliger then coming through second half of the lap, 0.2 of a second down on his fastest time. Ryan Vickers on for another good lap here. He's got a bit of tow from Michael van der Mark as well. Vickers crossed the line, another 1 minute 36.435, so fair enough for Ryan Vickers. Previously I said perhaps he'd bolted on a softer tyre towards the end, but another lap in the similar ballpark, so credit to him for that.
Yeah, you can see there a new soft tyre has been put on there, but that's the name of the game, is to give yourself the opportunity for knowing what the bike's going to do and be ready for the Super Pole session. Ultimately, there's no points on offer for the practice sessions, but there's a lot of things to be gained for what you can do in tomorrow morning session, and that's where ultimately you see it, Bulliger topping the times, but Toprak still very much making it clear he's the rider to beat.
No points, but it has given us some pointers, hasn't it? Toprak Razgatlioglu's impressive long run pace, Nicolo Bulliger's single lap pace as ever, and it remains to be seen what he can do over a longer run. Oh, goodness me, Michael van der Mark just about getting stopped in time without going up the back of the two riders in front of him there, Ryan Vickers and Alex Lowes. Van der Mark with a little bit of stoppy practice. He's had teammate Toprak Razgatlioglu for long enough in his career. Checkered flag falls then. Alex Lowes third, sets him up nicely, not least because with Axel Bassani right behind him on the times, suggests that the promoter's got some latent pace there.
Yeah, third in both sessions today for Lowes. Bassani fifth this morning, fourth this afternoon, and that's exactly what Bimota need to see. And this was a track that they were confident of coming to, that it would allow the bike and the package to work well and show what it can do. The biggest issue they have is pull out of those slower corners. The long final corner here helps that bike out and gives them an opportunity, and I think that certainly when you look at their performance today, it's going to give them a lot of reasons for encouragement.